know you feel this.
And welcome to the second take of episode 5.
I feel like it's a glitch in the Matrix!
Oh my god, what happened?
No, but we just did this. We just went on like a 5-minute tangent and we weren't recording.
Yeah, so
deja vu.
We'll throw in a little laugh track for that one. Alright, sorry kids. Welcome to episode 5 of Grizzled Veterans, where we might be a little more drunk than normal. It's so awkward now
doing it. Okay, and we're back after hiatus.
It's gonna feel like we gotta repeat everything we just said.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
It's been a month. Are we recording now? Are you sure?
We are definitely recording now.
Okay. A month. Grizzled Veterans. And I remember before when we weren't recording, you had a new tagline for our podcast.
Oh, right. So I have to go over that again.
Go.
All right. So welcome to Grizzled Veterans, your working class podcast out of Southern Ontario, which is in Canada, by the way.
And my contention was that it should just be Canada because Americans are stupid and they have no idea where Canada is.
Yeah.
Hate. No, I'm just joking. I love you, America. I have wearing my underwear American flag.
There you go.
Right, they got a hole in them, but anyway.
We rock.
So we are the working class podcast, but then I said I don't work.
Yeah, you don't work because you're.
I'm just joking. Yeah. I do work. Hardly.
And I punched the clock.
I just have a trust fund.
Well, for all you that need to know, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning on 4 hours sleep, and I've worked a 9-hour day, so...
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. Okay, but last time we were recording, we started to talk about E3. This time, I'm going to digress to make this new before we not get into the thing. Right. I want to talk about... Last time, I think our best podcast was the one we started with movies. So let's talk about a movie we both seen recently. It was Prometheus.
Yep.
Oh, it was cool. Not video games, but it was good. Visually, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I would have to agree with you. We went and ended up seeing it in 3D.
I'm off the 3D train.
Well, here's the thing.
So is Sony. In terms of tie into the E3, so is Sony.
Yeah. My buddy Ty, your buddy Ty, told me that it had been filmed with the 3D cameras. And so I was like, oh, all right. Then maybe it's going to
I heard it wasn't.
It was.
Was it?
Trust me.
But I heard it didn't work well.
Trust me. Again, it's very subtle. I didn't feel like
that's the way it should be.
I didn't feel like I was watching a 3D movie. In fact, I forgot I was watching a 3D movie.
Well, that's the way it should be, right?
But it was, my eyes didn't start to water at all, which usually happens when I'm watching 3D movies. I would basically liken it to Avatar in the sense that the 3D was there but not distracting.
So what'd you think of it?
I enjoyed the film.
Okay.
I think overall, it's a...
And you're an old Aliens fan.
I've been loving the Alien movies for ages now.
Yeah.
In fact, I just finished rewatching the first two.
Aliens
is the best movie in the series.
It's excellent. It builds... Now, there's a lot of lines, actually, that harken back to the old movies. The one, "We are leaving!"
Yeah.
You know, when Rix says that?
Yep.
I think... Hicks was his name, not Rix.
Hicks.
Sorry. The Latino girl who's Dieseled. Remember, she wields the gun, the huge gun, and they're just blasting when they weren't supposed to bring the guns. And that's when he grabs the one, got sprayed with acid. That's a line directly from Aliens. So,
well, they're doing with Colonial Marines too. They're stealing all kinds of stuff, which I think is awesome.
I mean, I don't want to go into spoilers and shit, but visually, the movie blew me away. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
I've watched. Now,
you told me about a thing that I didn't watch. This theory about...
it has very religious undertones.
Okay.
Ridley Scott verbatim has said in interviews that's what... I mean, the white people, I don't think this is a spoiler at all, they're engineers and gardeners of DNA and expanding life, and it's up to you to figure... The movie leaves open so many questions. That so many people hated it because of that. They thought it was too open-ended. It has a very bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Really?
Yeah. Over
the 3 guys...
What I've read.
I went with 2 buddies that are both very into this series, and we all walked out of the theater satisfied.
Cool. I mean, you know me. I hate things. Mass Effect 3. With the prior knowledge, but I'm able to deviate my own. I didn't mind Prometheus. Because it's going somewhere and there will be more.
Yeah.
I've read more about it. You could see that there was more meaning in the movie that was... it was
lots
less
of subtle stuff.
Subtle things. I don't know. I'll post with the blog an interview or an idea. It reminds me of the indoctrination theory from Mass Effect 3 because it fills in the blanks and gives you an idea of what was intended for the movie and where it's going.
But is this only somebody's interpretation?
Yes and no, but I would say no because Ridley Scott has said a lot of different things in terms of the religious undertones and the intentions made from certain things.
Right.
But it's an Aliens movie. I don't give a fuck. It looked good. It was fun. And very cool. I'm anxious to see where it goes.
So you'd give it a thumbs up?
I would give it a thumbs up, but not to the average viewer. You gotta. It's a thinking movie.
Yeah.
And it's a movie that you should have prior interest.
Very smart film.
You have to have prior interest in Alien and Aliens. So, I'm not saying you do, to enjoy it on its own merit, but some of the stuff just won't make sense.
Right.
It'll be lost on you.
So Grizzled Veterans gives Prometheus 2 thumbs up.
Double thumbs up and a middle finger, yo. That's it.
Nice.
Okay. Carrie, I need you to vamp for a bit.
All right.
And just lead us into E3 because I have to get another beer.
Grab
2 beers.
He's grabbing 2 beers.
4.
Since he's leaving the room, I'm going to talk about the new Smashing Pumpkins record.
Yeah, do it.
Because it's really awesome. Anybody out there who's in need of a good rockin' album, had any previous love of the Smashing Pumpkins, check out this album. It's really good. It's very well produced.
Pumpkin smash, pumpkin smash,
Yes. Yeah, it's just... Billy may be the only one left, but it still sounds like the Pumpkins.
I like the Asian lady boy.
The new bass player is...
No, but the old guy.
Oh, James Iha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady boy. But he looked...
Oh my
Asian
God.
lady boy.
That is so far from where I was going. The new bass player, she's just smoking.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen.
I guess Billy must have a thing for female bass players.
But they're... I don't know, they're talented. I mean, Iha was
new group
sick. Like,
well, and that's the thing. Like, Billy's the only one left now,
Yeah.
right? So he even got rid of Jimmy, which is unfortunate.
we're both old Smashing Pumpkins fans, and
But-
unfortunately for new people in terms of music, I think it might be lost on them. But
Well, he surrounded himself with new young musicians who have the energy to keep up with him.
cool. But the last record, Zeitgeist, to me, I thought a lot of the soul of and the essence of what Smashing Pumpkins was lost. Other than a couple songs, Never Lost was one of the ones I felt had the old Smashing Pumpkins flair.
They actually, I've got a live show I just downloaded.
Oh, okay.
So I'll show you that.
Never Lost. But the new record, by all accounts, I only heard snippets on 102.1 here,
Yeah.
but it seemed like an old Smashing Pumpkins.
It's good. It's got a nice variety
Love the
to
music.
it. It rocks hard. It's got some quieter stuff on it too. It's a good Smashing Pumpkins.
Like
record.
a lot of today's indie music takes tones from what Smashing Pumpkin did early.
I'm gonna go to another band that has an S and a P in their names because we actually have varying.
Go because I have some crow to eat.
Silver Sun pickups.
Yeah. Now I've always been a huge fan. I've been to the concert like 3 times.
I've liked them since the first album.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them live.
They're great. There's only 3 of them, so
Well, there's 4 now.
4. Sorry, they got a second guitarist. That's right.
They need a second guitarist.
Yeah. But at
in the
first
album
there was only
credits-
3.
In the album credits, there's only 1 guitarist.
Brian.
So they must take a
Brian's the lead singer.
Yeah, so they must take a touring guitarist. with them.
And by the way, if you guys have never heard of these people, these bands, look them up. You're missing out on some fantastic
Yeah,
music.
we don't just play games, we also love music.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new Silver Sun Pickups album is... I love it. I think it's fantastic. You say it's...
I had some initial problems. The second album to me is excellent.
I love the second album too.
Excellent. And I understand your thing was it's called evolution of music, and I respect your musical taste. I really do, because you have thousands and thousands and thousands of songs of varying genres going. I know where you're coming from. A lot of people I dismiss because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But anyway, at first it didn't grab me, but there's been a couple songs. On the whole, the album is not my favorite. It doesn't match the second one, to me.
Yeah.
But there are a few songs that have grown on me since. But there wasn't... The second album... The Royal We, for instance, was a song that grabbed me right away. The various other ones. There was at least 5 songs off the second album that
I don't think there's a song on the new album that didn't catch me.
See, and I'm the opposite. Yeah. There's only 2 or 3.
Because you mentioned track 3, which is Bloody Mary.
No, that's 4. Bloody Mary was their single. Number 3 is It Starts Slower. It's not Bloody Mary, though.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I like track 6. That's my favorite.
6 is a little harder, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
And I like it too.
I love to sing and play along. That's the chorus in there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
New Temper Trap's good too. You should check them out. Anyway.
All right.
Maybe we should get back to the essence of what Grizzled Veteran is. Video games! Video games!
All right. So, I'm telling you right now, I'm here to rip E3 a new one.
I'm going to rip my shirt off! No, I'm not.
All right.
Okay. E3, yeah, we haven't recorded for a month, so we got to talk about E3. I know we're a little late to the party, so to speak.
Yep.
But it is what it is. Let's talk. What do you think about E3?
I thought it was the worst one I've ever seen.
And if we sound like we're talking fast because we already done this. And why do you think E3 was bad?
Well, honestly, because it wasn't about games this year, and I think a lot of people thought that Nintendo they dropped the bomb, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna, as I said previously when we were recording, but it wasn't recorded. The target audience for E3 seems to have changed.
Yes and no.
Mobile games are more prevalent than ever.
Obviously, casual gaming has become a very dominant force in our hobby.
Yeah. Well, they like to think it is. And if Wii U is, but are those casuals going to stay is my question. I'll get to that in the Nintendo thing, and I've touched on it in our pre-E3 podcast, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think what we want to basically do is kind of just touch on the highlights and stuff, right? But
sure.
I mean, as far as the press conferences go, I mean, a lot of people seem to say that Ubisoft won overall as far as what they had to show and
I would agree.
I would too. I mean,
I thought they were excellent. Their games were excellent. They had about the big surprise of the show, which was Watch Dogs, which was phenomenal.
Cool.
But
I do have something I'm going to say about that game, though.
Okay, cool. We'll leave it for a bit.
Okay. The games they showed were great, and I thought overall the press conference was really cool, but I still think that like their dynamic as far as the host and the co-host went.
Oh, it's brutal.
It was really...
But what's her name? The black girl.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah,
I like her.
She's pretty cool.
But just get rid of the guy, the nerdy guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
And he no one found him funny, charming, or appealing. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Adrenaline Boy from last year, who was the biggest. Yeah, that guy was a fucking retard.
Caffeine guy?
Caffeine Boy, man, or whatever. And he's just piss and sweat everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, do you not test these guys before you put them on stage in front of thousands and millions at home?
You know, Ubi being the European developer.
They always seem to want to, like, inject comedy and tons of it in their thing. It must
just be that European outlook towards what they're doing, and that's
like German snuff film shit.
Cool in its own way, but
what?
It's funny because they've had some of the most embarrassing moments in the last couple of E3s, and yet they seem to have had the best conference overall.
Well, it just goes to show deep down it is about the games.
Yeah. Well, and that's why EA's press conference was what it was, which they haven't changed their formula at all. It was basically the same press conference as last year.
I have to admit, I missed EA's, but I don't know. It's just sports games.
They did the same thing they did last year. They come out and
bring a couple athletes on to test their games.
Well, Riccatello comes out and he's like, we're going to just show you 10 games. And they did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
And, but again, you're right. Like, 4 or 5 of them are sports games. And...
but that's their big sellers, though. It may not be you, but that's games.
Yeah, that's fine. And EA's always done that. And I respect that, but, you know, like, Dead Space 3 they showed...
Look good.
I like Dead Space.
I have to admit, I've never finished either of them, because I'm a bit of a pussy bitch. I admit, like, I'm a big, strong guy and whatever.
You get scared of Dead Space?
Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I and they're not my forte because I just get... all into it. I'm like, what the fuck's around the corner? I don't want to see what's around the corner. Power off. I'll just,
that's cool. I think that's really cool.
And I think that that's an attestament to what the games are.
And that's exactly it. My only fear, and this is something that I've been hearing from other sources too, is that it's a little soon for Dead Space 3. I mean, it's been 2 years, but they could have waited a little bit.
Good studios now are churning out sequels in a 2 to 2.5 year span.
Why not do
Naughty Dog.
Something else?
Yeah, but because that leads into other things. Studios have to make money, and what we have seen in between of Big Huge Games with Kingdoms of Amalur closing, and now Radical Games
still going on with them.
Yeah, there's more to that story, which is beyond the scope of this podcast.
Oh no, we're not going to get into that.
Bottom line is they closed because they didn't sell enough. It's difficult,
and
they sold almost 2 million games.
But didn't Epic not step in?
Supposedly, but yeah, and they're hiring people and trying to think, but they'll never be able to make another Amalur game because the property's owned by other people.
That's really
sad because they're working on a sequel. But now Radical Games just closed, who made Prototype 2, and Prototype 2 I don't think didn't sell horrible. But that's the landscape of today's gaming business. The amount of time and effort an employee you have to have is huge. Turning a profit is very difficult. Making these games is very difficult.
Well, what's interesting about that is like you're saying, they sold like 2 million copies of Amalur.
Well, but the mayor of Rhode Island or whatever, who they went into bed with in terms of money for Big Huge Games and Kings of Amalur, said, I guess the scope was 5 million games. 5 million would have been able to turn profit. No games sell 5 million these days, like other than the upper echelon.
Well, yeah, unless you're Call of Duty or Halo or like.
No one does that. Like, how can you be so stupid in terms of business to set that as your bar? Well, that's ridiculous.
And here's the other side of it: Dragon's Dogma has apparently sold over 1 million copies. And which has prompted Capcom to release a statement saying we're going to make
a sequel. And I'm glad because a lot of people shit all over Dragon's Dogma and didn't deserve it. Yeah. It's not. I bought it and I have to admit I haven't played it very much because I got into 13-2, which we both platinum by the way. Which I think Donovan's cool. First platinum. Everyone give it round of applause. High five. Boop, boop. Round of applause. Yeah. Donovan's first platinum.
I feel pretty good about it.
He has achievements and shit, but those don't count.
I have almost 30,000 points in achievements, man.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what that relates.
Oh, cool. But yeah, his first platinum, but we both did it. So I'm going to play it, but I'm going to get to Dragon's Dogma soon. But the game's beautiful. It's a Japanese take on a Western RPG.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Big monsters, big kills. People love it.
I'm kind of hoping that they release a limited edition or whatever version with all the DLC included.
I don't think the DLC's worth very much, to be honest. I know we're getting way off E3 right now, but Capcom recently has changed their whole idea and they've admitted their mistakes with on this DLC, something we've talked about very many times.
Oh, for sure.
But they've admitted that this is a bit bad business strategy, not with the help of fans, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's been such an outcry on what they've done. Dragon's Dogma, they said, will be one of the last games to have this for them.
All right.
So from here forward, they're going to change their business strategy or whatever.
Fine, whatever.
Their synergy. I hate all this business strategy. So stupid.
All right. But. Well, that's cool. We actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about Capcom anyway because I felt like the only thing they showed at E3. I thought it was so sad.
Let's have Monos on for Seth Killian. A man who brought us Street Fighter 4 was of the community.
Did Yoshinori
by the people
too?
For the people.
Yeah.
Yoshinori Ono is on a sick leave. But supposedly Capcom worked him to the bone.
He's on the outs too.
Said it. He'll be back, but
you think
who knows
he'll
when.
Stay?
Yeah.
Because wouldn't it be cool if some of these guys that left Capcom formed a super studio?
Yeah, but they can't take the properties with them, and Street Fighter's irreplaceable.
Well, they can't. Yeah, but what if Yoshi actually created a new fighter?
Be cool. But I mean, you got to hire studios for that and game mechanics, whatever. But what do you want to say about Capcom?
I just felt like where were they aside from Resident Evil 6?
Capcom has a lot of good games. Like Resident Evil 6 shown, which I don't think they don't have their own press conference, obviously.
No,
but
I expected to see some other.
I bet you they're on the floor a lot.
Where's the DLC, like DLG games?
Who?
Games available for download only.
Oh.
Have they even announced anything new for like Xbox Live or PSN or anything like that for a long time?
They're concentrating their big IPs, man. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, Dragon's Dogma, it just came out.
Yeah.
It's a big seller for them. They got other stuff on the pipeline.
I just thought there would have been...
Resident Evil 6 is what they're concentrating on.
Obviously.
Like, for them, that's got to be a few million for them.
Yeah, that's less than 100 days away.
It's crazy. And I'm actually... A lot of people shit on it on the showing. I don't know why the Xbox press conference showed it, but whatever. And it was all cinematic. But the game looks good.
Yeah.
It looks very good. Yeah. And it's a game I hope you get for PS3 because I like to play it with you.
It's going to be hard because I know that Ty's going to want to play it with me.
Ty is a kid. He ain't playing shit.
Love it.
You got to play the game with me. I don't have kids. I have a dog. He sits there and licks my feet.
And your balls.
And my balls. What?
Square was actually the other company that I thought had a very light showing.
Light showing? They weren't even there. Like, they didn't show anything.
All they did
Fuck Square right now.
They showed the tech demo.
Okay, awesome. It's a demo. Like, what do you want me to say?
Well,
Is it impressive? Yes, but you know what? Realism to me isn't fun. Show me a game, then I'll get behind you. Was it impressive? Absolutely, but...
Well, I got thinking about it, and I was like, do you think they'll ever make another Final Fantasy game that's not like a mobile device version?
Yeah, I don't know. They will.
That has a traditional turn-based
I'll tell you
battle
this.
system.
You want to talk about projections? If Final Fantasy 15 bombs, there's a high chance we'll never see like a Final Fantasy 16 for consoles. I know people think I'm crazy, but the undertaking and the expenditure for these games is massive. Yeah. And I don't know. They've crapped all over this Final Fantasy license. Breaks my heart, but anyway.
Well, they just released a statement saying, you know, like the Final Fantasy of the future has to surpass.
Well, I said in order to get a Final Fantasy remake, they got to surpass. So basically, the guy has said that the Final Fantasy remake or renditions that they've been putting out are garbage. They're saying they're garbage. They're not good enough. He's saying that.
They're admitting it.
Yeah, they're admitting that they're not good enough. They're not good enough
for the title of Final Fantasy.
That's right. And I'm glad someone's saying it.
12 was a good game. I really
12 was a game that was a generation too early.
Maybe, but
No, it was, because the scope of the game is magnificent.
Yeah.
The cities, but they were almost too big and too empty. But the original concept for 12, I think we touched on this before, but we're getting way off. But the original concept for 12 called for a much more mature game. Vaughn and Pinello were never in the fucking game. They were not characters in the game, and that's why the original guy left. I can't even remember his name, but his main character was supposed to be Bosch, the Weathered Knight.
Okay.
Is it Bosch?
Bosch, yeah.
Yeah. Who's the pirate?
Oh shit. Ash is the female.
The female, queen. The bunny.
No.
Oh no, the girl.
Fran is the bunny.
Fran is the bunny,
and
but I think it's another bee. Could it be another bee? Anyway, he's really popular. He went into Tactics Advance, and
okay, yeah.
I think he was in the remake for the War of the Lions Final Fantasy Tactics for PSP. Yeah, he's a recruitable character. Very cool.
Nice.
But Vaughn and Pinello, which to me were my biggest complaints with 12. My biggest complaints were those two characters. They killed me. Other than that, the combat system was right up my alley at the time because I played the shit out of Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
Made about $5,000 off the game too.
Nice.
If you wanna know how, PM me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played. The Gambit system was awesome. The battle system was great. It's just, to me, it was a game that was a generation too early.
I've gone back and played a bit of it.
It's excellent.
And
it's excellent. Yeah. But anyway, let's go on. Yeah, fun. But Versus 13, nowhere to be shown. Nowhere. Yeah. Like where's the game? 6 years.
I know. What, we got to wait for Tokyo Game Show now? If that.
But what are they going to show? Another demo and no release date? Give us a release date.
Really disappointed that they didn't show.
All right, let's start with the conferences. I'm getting pissed off.
We're going to talk about Watch Dogs a little bit from the Ubi.
So you want to start with Ubi? Okay.
We kind of talked about how Ubi...
Watch Dogs was the big surprise of the show. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's magnificent. Go watch it, but it's obviously not running on today's consoles.
No. But they have announced that it's coming out for today's consoles.
They haven't or have?
They have.
I know.
They said
it's coming but that's obviously a PC, high-end
well, sure.
PC.
That's fine. Yeah. I have an interesting question about this game.
Okay, go.
How much personal information does this game want from me?
I don't know. I know, it shows you right on the thing.
Curious questions that I have. Because as far as I know, you're going to be able to use your mobile device in conjunction with this game.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
I'm pretty sure they're going with that.
Really?
You know,
was that a guess or did you hear something?
No, I'm pretty sure that this game is going to incorporate mobile device technology into it. You don't.
Well, I'll be something I won't use, but cool.
I just read an interesting little comment and it got me thinking. If this game, say, wants personal information from me, like, how far are they going to go with it? I mean, I don't know if that's something I'd be interested in doing as a gamer.
Well, I don't know. I guess you have control of it, sure, but I know what you're talking about because right at the end of the demo, which flashes up to a scale of the map and it shows another player. So obviously you'll have a multiplayer aspect to it. It showed like Don Manosiak, from so-and-so at certain point of the map.
Yeah.
I don't know how they were going to incorporate it. Quite frankly, I don't care until I hear more.
Well, we don't really know that much.
I thought the game looked phenomenal. I was blown away by was actually a surprise because everything's leaked these days. It looked awesome.
Well, that's one of the biggest problems with E3 now. Is its thunder gets pulled because we're constantly being fed.
But even still, there was no attempts of surprises. No. Sony never had any attempts for surprise. It was just games we already knew about. Other than Beyond. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed 3, it's a series you're not into, but what do you think?
Honestly, this game looks really good.
It looks really good.
It does look really good. Although I get the same thing happens to me every time a game gets too much attention.
It's getting a ton of attention.
And it basically cleaned up on Game Trailers E3 awards.
Did it?
Yeah. And
I didn't know that, because overall, I mean, everyone's got their own awards, right?
Sure.
But I guess there's a consensus of what the overlying awards were. I know The Last of Us won many of those.
Oh, and I know, Castlevania Mirror of Fate got, Game
for
Boy.
Portable games. Yeah,
for stuff like that. And I would have been pissed if it didn't. Not just because
I'm pissed that's coming out for 3DS only, but we'll get to that too.
Yeah. But I would have been pretty pissed if it hadn't won it. Not just because I'm a fan, but because it deserves it full right.
Assassin's Creed 3.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed. The game looks good. It's the first Assassin's Creed game that actually has me thinking I might want.
I played and finished them all.
Yeah.
It looks good. There's nothing else I can say about it.
When Game of the Show, it won PS3 game, it won Xbox game.
I don't think it won PS3. Last of Us.
Well, I'm just saying on Game Trailers, that's what won. And it just felt like it was like, okay, fine, we know this game's good.
It's gonna be good. But you know what?
Can't you recognize something else as well?
The story's not very good. So until we see, the gameplay should match it from what I've seen, but we'll see. It looks good. I will buy it and I will play it. Period. Ubisoft had a very, very strong showing.
Yeah.
So let's go on to. Should we go on to the majors now? Like the big three?
Let's get them, because I want to do this quick.
Let's start with Microsoft. Horrible. They're as a non-micro. Here, I'll play the devil's advocate because I'm not an Xbox guy at all. But for the first 10 minutes, they had me.
Halo looks good.
I don't like Halo, okay?
Yep.
But I was interested.
Yep.
I was interested in Splinter Cell. Hell, I was interested in Gears of War. They're throwing it together because they got no games. They called up Cliffy B, and they knew that the conference was going to be shit. So they said, listen, we need you to take the same engine from Gears of War 3 and make us a new game. We'll pay you fucking millions. That's what they did. They didn't show shit. They just showed a screen that they're making.
Well, they showed a cinematic trailer that was like...
Oh, something like that, yeah.
Less than a minute long.
They had me. Like, the first 10 minutes of Microsoft's conference was very strong.
Yep. As soon as they switched from gaming to entertainment...
Although I will admit, and I don't like to, but the new smart glass technology
looks cool.
Is not just cool; it will work. And I know it's not interesting to a lot of gamers, but if you're using your entertainment or your console as your entertainment device, and you're able to switch it on the fly, and it's your entertainment hub, it's very handy. Again, it'll be something that comes along the pipeline with updates and stuff.
And I mean, like, it'll
make more sense.
I'll never use the smart glass technology as a remote.
Okay.
But I'll use it to use content.
It seemed like it had a lot of options.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if there's stuff in game, that's the stuff I'm going to be interested in. I'm not going to be interested in navigating.
I don't know how much game-wise it's going to be incorporated. It seemed more of a multimedia thing. And I know games are media, but it seemed more of a... Because what... Microsoft is really stressing the Xbox as a media hub.
Yeah.
TV, music,
and this
movies.
Is something that I'm kind of getting a little...
But they've been stressing... They started last year or even before. That's their whole thing.
No, because more users are using these features on their Xbox.
I know, and it's crazy to me because, to me, a home console, I can find everything better in something else.
Yeah.
I guess if you want an all-in-one, cool. Vice versa with PS3. I would never use my PS3 for everything. I got better options.
Yeah. I mean, I use it to watch movies because it's my Blu-ray player.
Sure.
But I don't use it to, like, I'm not a Netflix subscriber.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I want to watch a show, I have my ways.
Sure. Sure.
But
Microsoft's after that, and then the fucking conferences and stuff. But the bottom line is, they don't have a lot of games coming.
No. Certainly not anything.
360's almost out to pasture. The smart, even the casual options they've shown and their media options they've shown are stuff for the new generation.
Yeah.
So you can put me back.
Sneeze has been.
Put me in, coach. No, but all this media stuff is stuff that will carry over to the next generation. That's the path. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Halo 4, but it's what, the fourth game this year?
You know,
or this generation.
I'm trying to stop myself from being too excited about Halo, because I do enjoy the series.
I know.
But at the same time, I'm kind of feeling like I've been there and done that.
Yeah. How could you not?
Well, all these sequels, even the GTA 5, like, I mean, they didn't show anything at E3.
No.
But I'm not really that interested.
I don't care
if I want to play
Grand Theft Auto anymore, but this is just us. I know a lot of people do care. So,
yeah.
But overall, Mike, what would you? Let's give them grades. Let's give them lettered grades. What would you give Microsoft?
Oh, fuck, D.
You give it a D?
I give it a D.
I'm gonna be a little. You're gonna be surprised. I'll give it a C minus, only because their media technology is a good lead-in for the future. In terms of games, none of them really interest me, and they've really shut it down. So, but in terms of the whole thing,
yeah,
C minus.
Okay.
Let's move on to
Sony.
Let's do Sony. Yeah, because Nintendo is the. Let's leave Nintendo for last.
Yeah, bit of a hot topic.
Because it had the new console coming out, and that's supposed to be the big thing. But let's go to Sony's.
Sony. It was a good preface. Very good.
It was good. Strong games. If anything, Sony proved that they are still all about the game.
Yeah, and I had heard that pre-show that's what they were going to be doing, and that's exactly what they did.
They started off very strong.
Yeah.
Beyond. Another big surprise, but no gameplay.
Yeah. Apparently you could test out gameplay on the floor.
Very minimal.
But I don't know if that game interests me.
It may not. Sorry, I'm away from the microphone. May not, but it'll be good.
Heavy Rain, I still haven't played.
It's very good.
I just, I don't know if it's my kind of game, but I want to try it just for the sake of trying.
It's worth trying.
Yeah.
I as a gamer, it's a new experience. It touches on something new. Like, I know what you're saying.
It's just more or less a very interactive movie.
Yeah, but there's control. Like, you can play it.
Yeah.
You can play it a lot.
Okay.
It's a story, and it's a decent story. Now,
I think that's why I want to
plot
play
holes and shit, but fuck that. It's a good story.
Oh, fuck plot holes, eh?
No, but minimal. No, they're small ones, though. Like, it seems like in... I don't even want to get in, but the story...
That was an in-joke, and we're not going to go
with... It's a self-contained one game that you think it's going one way, and then they just completely forget about that stream.
Okay.
And then it just carries on its own. That's about all I said. But the game's strong.
I think, and this is generally accepted, they didn't cover enough Vita stuff at the
enough. They barely touched on it at all.
Yeah.
Which is a joke, because Vita's on life support.
Yeah.
And they got no games coming out, no big releases.
They just had a little spike in Japan, courtesy of Persona.
They got Persona, but Persona's not going to sell big here.
It's got a cult following,
not sell.
It's not going to sell like it did.
As a cult following, that's it. But it's not going to sell systems.
It was a Japanese thing.
Yeah. And it's on life support, and yet they still support the PSP. Don't get me wrong, I like my PSP. I still own it, the day one. But in terms of a business aspect,
why would you still support
why the fuck are you supporting two different platforms? There's games today, new IPs, I mind you. These are not renditions of Vita games or something that came along. These are PSP only games that are still coming out. Big games in Japan. RPGs and shit.
Yeah.
Why? How does that make any sense? It's stupid.
At this point in development, they could have easily just switched it over to Vita, no?
I've got 15,000 air miles, okay? I can get a Vita for 3,000 air miles. I didn't get it. I don't want it. What am I getting it for? Uncharted? I don't want to play Uncharted on my Vita.
No.
They don't get it. They still don't get it.
The games that I want to play on Vita aren't out yet.
No, but they don't get it. The games that now... PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale that's an announcement. It's on the Vita. Why is it on the Vita? It's a game that does not suit it.
It's a
4 characters on screen does not fit a small screen.
No.
They don't understand what should be a PlayStation 3 only game and what should be a Vita only game.
They want to make everything on both now.
That's right, but
like Sound Shapes is coming out on both now.
I can understand Sound Shapes because it's more of a... It can translate to the smaller screen.
I'm actually glad that it's coming out for both
now
because now I can play it.
Some games can be both. But they need to understand what should be one and what should be other. Because Vita, from the very beginning, a lot of people had the thing is it not just a mini version of PlayStation 3? If it is, why don't I just play the PlayStation 3? Mm-hmm. Vita doesn't get it. The people at PlayStation don't get it. And I don't understand because they get paid a lot of money to know these things. And if they just hired me... this is no bullshit. This is no bullshit. Like, I don't get what they're doing. Their business plan for the Vita is not right. From the very beginning. from marketing to what they were showing the public. People didn't grasp it. Yet it had so many things going for it. But they left it out of the conference. In hindsight, they've said it was a mistake. They've admitted it. But what does that mean? It obviously wasn't important enough to show in their press conference. Yet they spent 15 to 20 minutes on Wonderbook. Which is, okay, I get it.
They could have spent 5 to 7 minutes on it.
I'll even give you the devil's advocate. It's an important thing for PlayStation, but it is not a time to show it at a press conference for gamers where gamers are attending.
It didn't help that they had a shitty...
but the whole press conference was on a roll up until that point. Well, then it just went completely in the tubes.
It didn't help that the people they had demonstrating it were having a hard time.
Oh, it didn't even work.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, a cool concept.
Yeah.
But they wasted way too much time.
Well, it killed the momentum of what a conference is important.
Yeah.
Momentum has to go. There's pacing, just like a movie.
Yeah.
There's pacing to it.
Yeah.
Keep the excitement level. These things are for the fans. I don't give a shit what people think. Or these other media people. Press conferences are for the fans. The access to them has only grown. People are more and more streaming them.
Well, there's people like us.
Like us, we took the day off.
Taking days off work. You know, calling in sick and not getting paid to sit at home and watch press conferences.
Wonderbook was brutal. But they closed it out with The Last of Us.
Yes.
Was Tomb Raider in the PS3 conference? I can't remember where that showed up because Tomb Raider looks very good.
Tomb Raider looks great. And
was it, or it might have been the Xbox conference, was it? Because we forgot to say Resident Evil 6 was in the press conference for the Microsoft.
For both, and I think I do think you're right that Tomb Raider was also in their press conference. Third party saved the Xbox conference from being a total disaster.
It does. Most of their games were third party, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
But still games were shown. But
actually, since we've touched on Tomb Raider a little bit, you've obviously heard a little bit about some of the controversy that people have.
Completely.
What do you think about all that?
It pisses me off. I read an article on bought from IGN again that I think it was Keza that wrote it. But the guy, one of the high business guys, basically says sexual assault and harassment is not a theme of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, how? You've shown it in every trailer that the guy grabs her ass and he's slobbering all over. It's not a big deal. Like, sexual assault, people could deal with it. This is a mature game.
Yeah.
But don't sit there and tell me that it's not a part of the fucking game. It's there in every trailer.
Yeah.
It makes sense, actually. So just own it. No, but Donovan, I'll let you go.
I think they've blown this out of proportion.
Who?
I agree with what you just said.
But it's only a story because the guy from Crystal Dynamics?
Yeah.
Came out and said that it's not a part of the game.
What was that?
Just own it.
Yeah.
Own it. So many people, this is what I hate about today's fucking society. No one wants to own up to what they do. Speak your mind. Be who you are. Don't be a coward. Yep. That's a coward statement.
Yeah.
You make a lot of money. Just go, you know what?
They could have easily said that this was a theme by wording it differently.
No, this is something that makes Laura who she is. This is an experience that shapes her person in terms of becoming the Lara Croft we knew before.
This doesn't need to be a controversial issue.
But it wouldn't have been. People were fine with it.
Yep.
People were like,
until
wow, that's a bit
said
shocking.
It the wrong way.
But they're like, that's a bit shocking. But wow. But then the guy's like, oh, no, it's not even a thing. But it is a fucking thing. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Yeah. And that's where the controversy comes from. Just shut up. Let the game and the footage speak for itself.
Honestly, though, I mean, we're not dumb. We know enough about marketing to know that this could easily have been just a publicity stunt.
But it's a part of the game.
Yeah. So.
But it is. I mean, Laura's supposed to be more realistic. She's an attractive woman. She's based on a real woman.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that, though? Yeah. Like, just own it. I hate when people do that. Don't backstep. Let your vision speak for yourself, for it. And, you know what? If you got to backtrack after the fact, then do it. Yeah. But it is what it is. You're not going to stop development on the game.
Yeah.
That's a theme.
No, I'm really excited for this game.
Looks great. Won a lot of awards, too.
Yeah. I sort of... Not. I don't want to say I turned a blind eye, but, like, I read some of this stuff and I'm just like... Come on, really?
What?
Like, my attitude is sort of like, people blow things out of proportion all the time.
Well, media.
And I mean, like, it gets ridiculous. Like, people need to take a step back and just be like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, but we live in a 24 hour, 7-day news cycle.
This is
whether it's global news, whether it's gaming news, how contained it is.
And one comment on an internet forum can light the internet on fire.
It's the way it is, dude. Like, that's just the way it is.
It's just kind of sad.
That's the way life is, though. Yeah. You have to be self-aware of who you are, your impact of your statements. That's the way life, business, relationships are.
Well, and I don't know if we should necessarily get into this, but I mean, look at the psychological implications of Mass Effect 3.
We can't.
I'm not going to get into that, but
can't do it right now. It'll come up another time, but it'll take over this entire thing.
Games have a psychological effect on us.
They do, and that's what bothers me.
I mean, like,
I hate people that say there's so many more important things to do. Yes, there are, but you know what? We're not doing that right now. We're talking about video games.
Yep.
And within the video game construct,
and I mean,
this is a worthy argument.
I still read, and I still do other things too, but my main source of entertainment at this point in my life is video games, and they've become so interactive, and they've become so, like, the stories are so big, and you don't need to go to a movie to get great entertainment anymore. And in fact, I think a lot of people would agree that most movies this day don't meet the standards of movies of yesterday.
No, they don't. But
so
it's about booms and bangs.
Everything
rather than
looks
editing and
great.
pacing.
But I mean, I watched the old Total Recall last night, and we had a hoot watching it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Funny, whatever.
It's cheesy. And I mean, but it's funny looking at the violence of a movie from back then and how graphic it is.
Oh, it's gratuitous, yeah.
And yet, you know, we see stuff in games now that is worse than the things we see in movies now.
Sure. But I mean, people are also, I guess one of the themes coming out, let's get back on topic with E3, there was a lot of games with guns and a lot of violent games. A lot of people said that, which also leads into our original point. Yeah, he said that, which leads back into our Sony topic. The Last of Us is a very violent game, and that's how Sony closed out their thing. Game looked impressive, looks and seems to play impressive. Mm-hmm. I still don't know what the premise of the game is. Like, is it? I know it's apocalyptic, but is there zombies?
They haven't shown a lot.
No, they haven't.
They've really been keeping.
And that could be very cool, but. Yeah. I'm gonna be disappointed there's no sort of like zombies or anything like that.
Well, we've got those mutants or whatever, but they haven't been showing them.
They look like just people. I mean, the rest of the stuff's hearsay.
The people have been infected with something or other.
I don't know.
That's just a theory, but I mean, like.
But even Kojima said, The Last of Us, the technology used, he was blown away. The punches, the way they looked, the smashing of the head into the cupboard. It's a game we knew about, but the demo was very, very impressive.
And you're right, it's very graphic.
But that's the goal of the game. It may be a little violent for some people, and that's a theme that carried through E3.
He smashes Buddy into the table.
Fucking shit everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually notice that at first because it's kind of dark.
Oh yeah.
But the second time I was like, whoa.
Well, just look at the way that the demo ends. Him wrestling the shotgun away. No, boom! Blows the shotgun, like his head clean off.
Yeah.
And then The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, and then, you know, like the God of War with the
and the brain. I can't believe there, and that goes to show, like, a lot of people think God of War was slept on. I know you don't love God of War, but it looked good. It looked good.
To me, it looks a lot better than 3.
Yeah,
a lot better.
I don't know. It looked better, but I don't know.
I think 3 looks good. Maybe I haven't seen enough of the game yet to be able to say.
God of War 3 looks pretty good.
Playing the intro, I was like, "This is gritty, grainy." Like, I expected it to be smooth and sharp, and I just thought, "What?" I
think you're crazy. But anyway, God of War Ascension is impressive. I have to see more though. Like. The demo, to me, it did a lot of new gameplay elements were the most impressive part of it.
Well, being able to pick up any weapon.
Pausing, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. But pausing enemies in air, it seemed like you could spend time and like the game Singularity. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah.
It's a first-person thing.
I haven't played it, but I know it.
Yeah, you can zoom and whatever. But it seems you can use that aspect in it. Very cool gameplay elements, or much needed, I should say, for God of War. But after watching the God of War 3 demo, and how that previewed, in terms of seeing Titans.
This didn't touch that.
No, but in that demo, I saw Titans and gods and heads getting ripped off. This one, I fought an elephant man and ripped his brain out. So it was slightly less impressive to me.
Yeah.
But it would be a game, no doubt, that'll be a huge seller, and a lot of people are sleeping on it, and they shouldn't.
Well, I mean, it's got its crowd. It's going to sell,
and it's a big crowd.
Yeah,
Like it's people love God of War.
Yeah, I just think like Kratos himself is not a very appealing character to me.
Sure.
The game
to you,
the game is still cool, but I have said on more than one occasion I've basically been playing these games to say yes, I've played God of War.
Real quick, let's touch on PlayStation Battle All-Stars Royale. What do you think? They announced the 2 new characters, but you don't know too much.
It's neither here nor there as far as how many characters or what characters, and there's going to be a shitload of them. I think it's going to be a fun party game.
Okay.
It's not something that I'm going to go rush out and buy.
Okay.
But it would be definitely something I would include on a game night if I had people over.
Yeah, so that's the appeal. I'm not impressed with the gameplay.
I don't think it's something that I would play by myself.
You got to get a super to do anything. Like, they need to change this where, like, in terms of Super Smash Brothers, where if you're punching the guy, that has an effect. In PlayStation All-Stars, that doesn't do anything. All it serves is to build your meter.
Right.
The whole goal of the game is to do supers, level 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. I don't like that. It's not
enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Because if I'm beating on guys, I want to see progress. I want to see things. But I don't know where they're going to take it. But the promise of new characters and crossover appeal is very prevalent. You could see things like Lightning from Final Fantasy 13.
I think we're going to get like a ton of characters.
Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 3 because Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance was shown.
Easily.
We'll get to the Konami. I'd like to do that last.
I want to save Konami for last.
That's our fan favorite.
Yeah, we definitely.
Bear, I know a lot of people don't have what we have invested in Konami, but
I don't know.
Take it.
Yeah,
Konami's awesome. But okay, grade for Sony. They ended on Last of Us. Grade. I'm
gonna give them a C+.
Wow, not very good.
No,
I'm gonna give them a B.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because they showed a lot of games, but they didn't have what I consider to be a solid press conference.
It was like the games were there.
Yeah, but like missing Vita, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And then
it is, even though you're taking the right stance, because even though you're not hugely invested in the Vita, nor do you ultimately care, you recognize that it's important.
Yeah.
To Sony.
And also the Wonder Book thing could have been handled better.
Yeah, it was awful. But on the back of the games that were shown, in terms of the second biggest surprise,
that was the only move thing they showed, wasn't it?
No, but they didn't show Sports Champions 2. I think that's something else in there. Doesn't matter. But on the back of the second biggest surprise of the show, which is Beyond, a game that looked excellent. We didn't really touch on it enough. I think it's going to be really good.
I hope so.
It has a supernatural element to it.
I want it to surprise me because I want it to be more than just a sequel to Heavy Rain.
It is not. It has nothing to do with Heavy Rain.
I know it has nothing to do with it.
You'd like it to be a completely different game. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hope it is too. Yeah. I hope it's much more game-like.
I hope they don't just mimic the control elements from Heavy Rain and that kind of thing.
Even though we knew about a lot of the stuff that Sony shows, it's still they're very, very strong games.
It was a good.
They showed that games are their main focus for what they are, and as a gamer, I have to respect that.
And then that's...
It could have been better. I would have liked to seen a bit more.
Yeah.
But who am I to say? A B.
It's a C+, almost a B-.
Okay, cool. Let's move to Nintendo real quick, who should have had the best conference shown, but they didn't. They had a new console to show, the Wii U. We didn't get a release date. We didn't get a price. We didn't get specs. And they showed a lot of games that are either already out or will be coming out for other systems.
There were no big announcements, except for Pikmin, which was only for select crowd, really. I mean...
No, but Pikmin is what it is. A lot of people like it.
And I think it looked cool.
Yeah, okay.
But
it is, but no multiplayer.
Does it need multiplayer?
It should. Nintendo still... They've announced that they're still using the friend code thing. No official, multiplayer. They just don't get it.
I think... I'm pretty sure they said the friend code is changing. It's going to be different. And apparently you can have...
If I could still use them when these are bad taste for a lot of
12 accounts on your Wii U.
Cool.
So...
no specs, no price, no release date.
And they've... when they've been questioned about specs, they dance around it.
They're very vague.
And they say, we've never been about specs. I can remember them being about specs back in Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo was more powerful than Genesis.
Yeah,
and 64, even though it was a cartridge-based system, was meant to compete with the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Period. And it was in many ways graphically. GameCube was a strong system for the era.
Yeah, but yeah, they've
now because they have one casual success, they're not about that stuff.
Yeah, they're about fun. And you know what? If they want to be the game system for the younger gamer, then I guess that's the way it's got to be.
Problem is, Donovan, and I'm going to make a bet. I firmly believe this. I really do. And I think I've said it before on Grizzled Veterans, maybe 3 or the pre-one. Nintendo's banking on taking this casual audience with them.
Yeah.
They are.
Well, they think, and I think
they think they're coming.
They think that everybody that bought the Wii
is buying the Wii U, but it's not happening.
Grandma and Mama don't need the Wii U.
They don't care about graphics. They don't care about more power.
Yep.
They care about, you know what? This could be the only and first system that they ever bought. They don't care. They don't keep up on the news. The Wii U,
they've got Wii Fit and they're happy.
The Wii Fit, the Mario for the kids, it doesn't matter. No. Like, that's what they got. This whole shit with the moving, no one wants a fucking laptop for a controller, a tablet. No one wants it. It's not its own. Like, it does not have its own processor. That's another thing I want to talk about, the controller. What the fuck is it? Like, what is that?
It's a controller.
But with a screen with not its own processor. It's just a controller.
And it streams the content from the system.
I mean, am I missing something?
It's not supposed to be more than
No, but Donovan, am I missing something? Because I feel lost because it doesn't do anything for me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I know, but on that, I'll let you take over in just a sec. They did announce that controller that looked just like the 360 pad.
Oh, they have a Pro controller.
That you'll have to buy separate, mind you.
But my thing is, and I saw this, was like, there's going to be some games out there that are going to require you to have 4 controllers just to play a single-player game.
Well,
and that by
the
controller,
Wii U only takes 2 of those tablets.
By controller, I mean, we're talking the nunchuck.
Yeah.
We're talking the Wii, the normal Wii controller. We're talking the new Wii controller.
Tablet. And the new Pro controller.
Then you've got the Pro controller. Then you've got the Wii Fit
it's
board.
Too much. Like, what the confusion?
Fuck?
Yeah, but okay, if we're talking about the casual audience coming with us, if I'm Nintendo, they don't get that. They're lost. They're lost at the first controller. They don't even know what a fucking nunchuck is. They're like, I want the mote, the Wii mote. That's what they call it.
Yep.
Give me 2 of those. Away we go. And for gamers, other than the core Nintendo crowd that is loyal through and through, which I respect, I do, because they just love Nintendo.
Well, I mean, at this point, what do you buy a Nintendo system for?
I don't know.
Mostly
I don't fucking know.
You buy it for first-person games.
Not first-person,
first-party games.
Yeah.
Because that's really...
Slow Mario, like, come on. Like, how old is Mario?
Come
on.
I'm kind of bored with Mario.
It's boring. Like, new shit. Come on. Like, where is Nintendo going with games? Showing Arkham City, a game that came out last year. How many other... Assassin's Creed 3 they were talking about.
Well, here's another thing I heard that might be interesting. The Wii U could be powerful enough to have slightly better versions of stuff that comes out on all three
now I've
platforms.
heard that, but I've also heard that it's on par, and some of the versions suffer. There's nothing definite, and this should have been Nintendo's press conference or E3 to win.
They should have killed it.
They should have killed it, but they didn't. If anything, it makes them... They dropped the ball so completely and so vastly, and now we have a hindsight, though. They did have a press conference after where they announced a new 3DS model.
They had their Sunday thing that they did where they did sort of more about the controller itself for the Wii U.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool, but I mean, they spent... Well, I gotta say this much. Their press conference, I've never seen a group of professional, like, executives who apparently don't know how to read.
Why? They just misplaced... I didn't watch. I skimmed it. I have to admit.
They talked like this, and Reggie had no personality.
You hate Reggie.
I think he's slimy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he's slimy. A lot of people seem to think he's cool, but
I don't think he's cool.
I find
but you know what?
Anytime he's interviewed...
I'd like to get in this business someday, so Reggie is what he is, but...
He doesn't...
I don't think he comes across the best on press conference.
He doesn't even come across as a gamer to me.
No, he does not to me at all. And that's one thing I will admit. He does not come across as a gamer to me. As a gamer to me. I don't really have too much to say about Nintendo other than they just dropped the bomb. The Wii U, to me, I gave it a chance. I really did. I wasn't closed-minded, and they just dropped the ball in every possible way.
I'm still a little curious, but I mean, Nintendo Land?
Fuck, yeah, it's not for us, though. I mean,
it really isn't.
It's not for us. I can live with it, but a lot of the shit seems not for me.
The sad truth is, I think we've grown out of Nintendo.
Yeah, and I think the Wii U is going to have a rude awakening when it comes to what people are going to buy their system. They really think that the casuals are coming. I will bet money.
I still think it'll sell out when it comes out.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, the Wii did.
Yeah, but the Wii was different.
We'll see.
Anyway, we'll see. Nintendo's what do you give it a grade?
I'm going to give it... Oh, this is actually hard.
It is, because it's based on expectations of what they should have been.
See, here's the thing. I had huge expectations out of them. I'll give them a C+. Because honestly, none of the press conferences were that great. I don't think any of the press conferences deserve an A.
I give Nintendo a D.
Yeah?
Maybe even D-, just because of what they should have had and what they didn't have are bad. I don't understand how you were releasing a system at the end of the year, probably November. You don't have a price. You don't have specs. You don't have release bundles in place. This is the time to announce it. This is the biggest game conference in the world.
Yep.
Period. Where everyone's watching, and you can't even give it these details.
I found that a lot of the Japanese developers seem to be snubbing E3 a little bit this year. In favor of other game conferences.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. They seem to have a voice last year, I think.
Well, yeah, but again, like I said, this year's E3 seemed to be the most disappointing to me personally.
Yeah.
On that note,
let's move to
let's talk about
a positive note.
A highlight of
for
E3.
us. Some people may not be invested in it as much as we are, but you should be, because Konami makes some fantastic games, and
it looks like they're going to have a great 2013.
It will,
and a great closing to 2012.
Let's talk about, before we get into what we want to talk about. Let's talk about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Okay.
I like. You know what? It looked good. Mm-hmm. The gameplay of it seemed fluid. It seems exciting. It seems progressive in terms of what the moves you'll learn.
Yep.
It's not Metal Gear Solid.
No,
and it's not. And they've differentiated that enough. I'll buy that day one.
Cool.
Platinum Games, I trust.
Me too.
I know I have hated on this game for a lot of different reasons and been pessimistic. But I want to be optimistic about it because I trust the license and I trust the developer. But it just didn't seem like it was working. But I don't know. I'll play it, and it looks like a hell of a lot of fun.
It does look like a hell of a lot of fun. You know, they've definitely got elements in there from that make it a Metal Gear game, but it's not Metal Gear Solid.
No,
it's Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah,
and I can accept that.
Yeah,
and again, Platinum Games.
Oh yeah, thumbs up across the board. They haven't made a bad game to me.
Yep.
On another note, I'd like to touch on this real quick. Okami, just now for HD. If you don't know, Platinum Games is basically what Clover Studios was. Clover Studios made Okami, one of the best games of all time. Honestly, it's a Zelda game through and through in terms of the progression, the world. It's a game you owe it to yourself to play. It's gorgeous. It has everything that makes... What made me fall in love with video games is incorporated in this game.
Cool. I actually have it for my PS2, and I'll embarrassingly admit that I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But I have every intention of getting it.
It honestly is that good. Yeah. The gameplay elements, the progression, it makes you want to play the game.
Yeah.
The pacing of it is fantastic.
I expect that you're going to download it.
I will.
But I'm also going to... You know what? You download it from me. Because I'm going to pay full price. I want to pay full price for it.
I bought the PS2 one day one. Yeah. And I played it.
I want to support this game because I've had a copy that I got used. This game's been released 3 times and has never actually done exceptionally well sales-wise. So I want to support this game.
Well, twice home consoles. This will be the second. Third was on the DS. Okami Island.
But that was a sequel, was it not?
Pseudo or prequel, whatever.
Yeah.
But so 3 releases, period.
Well, this will be the 3rd release of this game.
No. Second.
No, you had the PlayStation version, and then you had the
PS2.
Wii version.
It never came out for the Wii.
Yeah, it did.
Okami came out for the Wii?
You could paint. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I may be wrong, but I don't think so.
I think it was like people were like, "Oh, well, this game was made to be played on the Wii."
Yeah, you lost me. I never even heard that.
And then now this.
And he was also Amaterasu, the wolf, is featured prominently in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yes.
Which is great. That means they didn't forget the license, Capcom or whatever. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to you support Okami. It's a great game. But anyway, Metal Gear Rising, day one purchase for me. I was impressed with what I saw. I like.
It's 2013 now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. So let's move on to what we really love, from Konami.
We're gonna give some extra love to Castlevania at this point.
Yeah.
We've talked briefly about Lords of Shadow before,
and we knew about Lords of Shadow 2.
Kind of.
Did we see the trailer before?
No, it was.
Or is this? I
think that the trailer was released with their pre E3 show.
Okay.
Right. So
the trailer was awesome.
Oh my god! I can't wait to play this game. I can't wait to.
Still think it's one of the best action games of all time, and it shows for me personally. I know it was your 2010 game of the year.
Well, again, not just gameplay wise, but like the story is so.
It is so good, and it's a fleshed out. It's a full action game that you don't see anymore. A lot of people skimp on these games. They're like 6-7 hours long.
Yeah,
this is a 15-hour experience, 14-hour.
As far
experience.
as I thought it was 25.
Maybe your first time. Yeah, yeah. It could be close to a 20-hour game.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
I remember going through it and going, wow, what?
I remember, me too, because I was like, wow, there's so much to this game. And I was like, I never thought it was too long.
No.
I thought it was right on point. I was very very happy to see that there was more.
Well, because, the environments are constantly changing.
Fucking awesome.
New enemies. I mean,
fuck, it's so good, dude. Like that game, honestly, I don't know what to say. If you don't like the game, you just come from a different. No, but you just come from a different era as me.
Yeah, that's
because the game, it has every element of what what made Castlevania great in the 2D from Nintendo's the Super Nintendo, and the DS versions, and the what was before the DS? The Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance. Because the Game Boy Advance had some great Castlevania games.
And I've seen...
Harmony of Dissonance and all these things.
Well, Game Trailers did a really excellent retrospective on the Castlevania series right before Lords of Shadow came out. Yeah. And anybody that's interested in a little bit of history in Castlevania...
It's something you should know.
Yeah.
Castlevania is just as important as Mario, as Zelda.
Mega Man.
These are pillars of gaming culture.
These are the franchises that have give us a foundation for what we have today. And I said it before, God of War owes a lot to Castlevania.
Absolutely. So, and I'm a biggest God of War fan.
I get really frustrated.
Action games, period.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. Full stop.
Yeah.
Owe a lot of things to what Castlevania is. Whether you're a side scroller, but all side scrollers evolved into 3D games.
Yeah.
So game looks. We only saw a CG trailer.
Yeah. Now I can't wait, and I even tweeted to David Cox about this. I really can't wait for a gameplay trailer of this.
Yeah.
Game. And I'm dying.
But the teasers. What do we see? Alucard. Alucard, who is Dracula's son, which is widely renowned as the best game. He comes from the best game of Castlevania game, Symphony of the Night, for PlayStation 1. If you haven't played it, you're crazy.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal game. Top 10 of all time.
Super Castlevania 4. Those would probably be
all great games. Yeah, but Symphony of the Night is the pinnacle to me.
Yeah.
It is, and it's easy. It's a popular thing to say it, but it's that good.
Yeah.
But Castlevania has also always been known for the music. The soundtracks have always been phenomenal.
Yeah. Soundtrack for Lords of Shadow.
Lords of Shadow is incredible.
I will admit,
and it's Castlevania through and through, though. The organ.
I had hoped there had been a few more,
touches to the old
themes that would come back, but
they did in some ways. The
musical
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
The thing.
Yeah.
I'll big up my one walkthrough for the Forgotten One.
Oh, right.
At the end of it.
Yeah.
I used the Baba Yaga music, but I forget what that comes from.
Well, it's when
it's a Castlevania theme. It's an old one.
It's
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
Do, 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 do. Let's add it in at the end of this.
I'll be putting it in.
Donovan, it does all the work for the podcast, by the way. I just talk. He will add it in at the end for you, and you listen to it and get a boner.
I do. I do all the work and buy the beer.
Yeah, I know. Today you did, yeah. But I couldn't stress. But let's move off Lords of Shadow too. Unless do you have anything else to say about
it? Just the fact that we've mentioned Mirror of Fate.
Well, that's what I wanted to get to. It's a slight disappointment to me because the fact that it's self-contained on the 3DS hurts me. I don't want to get.
You want it to be a downloadable game.
I do that, or and bring it to the Vita, and then eventually bring it to the PSN and the Xbox Live Arcade. It's something. I love Lords of Shadow.
I will,
and it seems like it's supposed to be a storyline important game, and I want to play it.
For those reasons too, and I almost want to say, you want to split on a 3DS, and I honestly want to buy a 3DS just to play this game. And that's the first game for that system that I've said that for. So, I would play...
I don't know, and I tweet David Cox, too. I just don't... I'm disappointed. I don't want it to be too important to the story that I'm going to miss things. It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is the two games for the consoles, but then... all those portable versions muck up the story, and it feels like you have to play them. I'm never going to play them.
Yeah.
Neither the majority of the people.
Either that, or give us a synopsis when we get
Lords of Shadow the sequel.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Blah blah.
Previously on Lords of Shadow.
It's too early to tell. Yeah. Maybe a side story. It may be very important. Who knows? But I'm just happy we're getting a sequel because I love the game.
Yeah.
Love the game.
I think.
What else do we have to talk about?
You know what?
We got lots to talk about, but I don't think it's going to fit in the construct of this.
I think today we've covered E3. I hope everybody's been satisfied that we brought some valid points to the table. If some of them might have been recycled, yes, maybe, but we definitely.
Fuck that. This is the only podcast you should listen to. Period. Full stop. End of story. Oh, big ups. Evolution 2012 coming up next year, next weekend, sorry. Today is the 29th of June, but the Evo tournament is the biggest. We're huge fighting game fans. I want to give this a little bit of moment. It just popped in my head.
Well, yeah, I mean...
fighting games are a huge part of who I am, personally. The competition aspect, the love of video games, period. And nowhere is this better on display than at the Evo tournament, which is held in Las Vegas. And this year I'm going to go.
That's awesome. So, I mean, I'm so jealous.
It's at Caesars Palace. I'm fortunate enough and brash enough, I should say, to interject myself and some of the guys that are going from IGN. And whether they want me there or not, I'm fucking going.
I need you to say hello to Destin from me.
I will. I will tell him you're a big fan. I've never met Destin.
Yeah.
I've met Mark, who I am going to go and visit briefly, mind you. But it's a huge opportunity. For me personally, I'm going to try and do the most I can without being annoying.
Obviously. And
also have a hell of a lot of fun. I've always wanted to go.
I'm sure you're going to meet some people I'm going to be pretty jealous of.
I'm going to do some interviews too. I'm going to bring my my video camera. Yep. I'm going to talk to guys. I'm going to try and talk to Justin Wong, Daigo, Mago, Alex Valle,
Seth.
Mike Ross. Seth, hopefully he's there. I think he's going to be there, even though he stepped down from Capcom.
Would he not still...
One of the best commentators to me.
That's what I mean. Like, would he not commentate?
I hope so.
If he doesn't, I'll be really upset. This is something I would thought they would have already had arranged.
I'll try to use my limited Korean and try to get Pumko.
There you go.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to it very much. And it could be a big break. It could be nothing for me. We'll see.
If I see you on a stream, I'm going to... That'll be really fucking cool.
Don't put it past me. Honestly, don't put it past me because I have no fear with these things.
No, I know you don't.
And I have a face built for camera, right?
Yeah. We both do. We're both pretty.
Anyway, Evolution's next weekend highlights all the best and the top fighting video games, and you will never see more top quality gaming skill than you will see on display.
So we got Street Fighter Arcade Edition. We've
Super
got
Street Fighter 4.
We got
Arcade
Marvel
Edition.
vs. Capcom.
Yep.
King of Fighters 13.
Virtua Fighter 5.
Virtua Fighter 5.
Mortal Kombat's making an appearance.
9.
I believe Soul Calibur 2. I honestly, some of the older games.
Soul Calibur 2?
Soul Calibur 5, sorry.
Okay.
Some of the older games are coming back. Capcom versus SNK 2 will make a smaller showing. Probably won't make on stream.
Not on the main stream.
But there is a small tournament. There's always Third Strike there. BlazBlue is there. Continuum Shift, a very slept-on 2D game. Guys, if you haven't invested in the fighting game genre, I highly recommend you do. It's one of the most competitive.
And it's a very rewarding.
The ceiling for improvement is ever changing.
It's one of the few kinds of games that you really have to practice at, that you get this gratification when you accomplish
a training room thing and a combo that you're thinking, but there's always someone better.
Yeah.
And you're trying to reach for that height. The eternal struggle of the fighting game.
And you see, we here at Grizzled Veterans, what do we do as soon as we finish recording?
Well, I brought my arcade stick. We're going to it.
We go straight into it. So,
listen, guys, Evo next week. Watch it. Let's touch on what are you playing right now?
I'm actually still doing my Renegade run on Mass Effect. So
3.
I'm in Mass Effect 2 right now.
We'll touch on it next, Grizzled Veterans, with the extended cut endings a little bit.
I beat Lollipop Chainsaw.
Did you like it?
It was fun.
Okay.
It's definitely worth playing through because it's fun. It's very fun.
Varying reviews on that game.
Yeah, I mean,
up and down.
It's for certain tastes. The writing, I laughed.
Smart, witty,
I laughed playing
funny.
this game. So, yeah, it's an average game. I would give it a 6.9 because that's appropriate.
Cool.
It's TNA, vulgar, rude, violent. It's
but
beautiful.
that's what it is.
It's
that's
beautiful.
what you expect. Yeah,
exactly. So, not the greatest game in the world, but certainly not the worst game.
Me, I just platinum Final Fantasy 13 2, late to the party. I will be in Dragon's Dogma very soon. I'm also looking forward to Darksiders 2.
That looks great.
Great. Another game you should definitely get. Darksiders 1. A very Zelda-esque game in terms of its progression.
I started playing it.
Play it.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
again, you can reach me at Jason Rose A at Twitter.
Yep.
And my IGN is Canadian.
Yep.
TEH Canadian. Donovan, where can they get you?
I'm iRobot on both, and that's with a underscore between the I and robot.
Very cool.
I'm going to make sure that's all typed out because it's all bullshit with this internet shit anyway.
Listen, guys, thanks very much for listening. I'm going to go get drunk.
Yeah, this is Drunken Veterans signing off. Have a great long weekend if you're Canadian.
And if not, well, you're not good enough.
See you next month.
Bye.